I know I'm late to the game, but there's a few things I want to say about Diljit Dosanjh's appearance on the Jimmy Fallon show. My mistake. It's not called the Jimmy Fallon show. It's called the Tonight Show, in which Jimmy Fallon is there. And Diljit Dosanjh appeared on it. So let's have I'm going to play so you can have a listen or watch the show. It's on YouTube. It's had nearly 3 million views so far from 2 weeks ago.
Our next guest on his Dilluminati World Tour, making his US TV debut, performing Born to Shine and Goat. Please welcome the biggest Punjabi artist on the planet, Diljit Dosanjh.
ਸਾਡੀ ਇੱਕ ਆ ਪਛਾਣ ਬਦਲੋ ਸਰਕਲ ਛੋੜਾ ਗੱਲ ਬਾਤ ਵੱਡੀ ਐ ਇੱਕ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਲੱਗਦੀਆਂ 7 ਜੀਰਵਾਂ ਐਡੇ ਮੁੱਲ ਵਾਲੀ ਜੱਟ ਕੋਲ ਗੱਡੀ ਐ ਇੱਕ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਲੱਗਦੀਆਂ 7 ਜੀਰਵਾਂ ਐਡੇ ਮੁੱਲ ਵਾਲੀ ਜੱਟ ਕੋਲ ਗੱਡੀ ਐ ਦਸਾਂਝ ਵਾਲਾ ਨਾਮ ਤੇਰਾ ਉੱਤੇ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਖਾਸਾ ਜ਼ੋਰ ਲੱਗ ਜੂ ਮਟਾਉਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਪੂਸੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਦਿਲੋਂ ਸੋਚੇ ਦੁਨੀਆ
This was the first song. I think it's called Born to Shine, but essentially the lyrics of the meaning of the song is about pride and how good he is and how good, how strong he is and how amazing he is and all this sort of stuff. And then the next one is also that. It's called Goat, or Greatest of All Time. Have a listen. So that one, for the listeners, they may not have noticed that they changed the song. So there are 2 songs here. Born to Shine, I think it's called, or Rise to Shine is the first one. So the title is in English. And then actually the second one, the title is also in English, Greatest of All Time, a Goat. So it's interesting to me that his songs, it is Born to Shine, it's written in the top there, Born to Shine and Goat, Greatest of All Time. So it's interesting to me that the titles of the songs are English. Both of them are essentially very arrogant songs. I think that's the first thing that many people who don't understand the language, they're about how great I am and how, I'm the greatest of all time and I was born to shine, I was born to be the best and all this sort of stuff. They're quite arrogant songs. You might see them as, the original intention is to be uplifting songs, but just on the face of it, that, anyone who understands the words and doesn't come up, they're quite arrogant songs. So I thought you might be interested to know that. I still like them. Just want you to know that maybe there could have been better songs. In my opinion, there could have been a better choice of songs which are less arrogant and less sort of boastful. But anyway, apart from that, what I find really interesting is that I see many comments about people feeling really kind of like, proud that Diljit Dosanjh is taking Punjabi music to the global audience and things like that, which I think is really great because, years ago, Punjabi MC made a song, Mundiya To Bach Ke Rahi, and that became very popular around the world, but that was in the 90s. And other than that, for decades, Punjabi music has been some fringe, folky, weird thing that people with turbans do. And to see it on something like this, on an American show, I think is incredibly great. I hope it continues. I hope it's not a one-off thing. Diljit Dosanjh isn't the only Punjabi artist as well. I hope to see that other Punjabi artists appear or bring the music style to other audiences and other stages around the world. And also that the Punjabi artists themselves be less boastful. That would be really nice. But also incorporate more English, not just in the title. And funny enough, actually, if you listen carefully, he does say English words in the song as well, but it's in an accent, so you might not pick it up. But there are other songs, like I shared just the other day from Khan Peniwala, which has East to West. So, it's using English in a really nice way, really nice music. So it's my hope that people listen to songs like that and songs like this and say, we want to exercise to this or we want to dance to this. And that's the whole point. People enjoy that it just isn't just lip service that, oh, that's nice. It actually makes people want to move their bodies. It makes people enjoy this in a physical way, not just in a passive way. And I think that's really fantastic. But the missing piece, after I've said all of that, the missing piece is where's the respect for Jimmy Fallon and the Americans? In terms of creating this stage and creating this platform for people like Diljit to be able to step onto and show a large number of people the music. And I was thinking about that, and I thought it's really interesting the number of people that come to my class. And by the way, when I teach my class, I often ask people, any favorite artists, anyone who's on your mind? And quite often they'll say this guy, but they pronounce his name wrong. How do you think they pronounce his name? Well, it's written there, Diljit. So people say Diljit, Diljit. This is Punjabi people, UK born. They say, oh, Diljit, Dosanjh. And that's not how you pronounce his name. Have a listen to how Jimmy Fallon pronounces his name. And Jimmy Fallon does make one mistake, which I'll come back to, but listen to how he pronounces his name.
That's our next guest on his Dilluminati World Tour, making his U.S. TV debut, performing Born to Shine and Goat. Please welcome the biggest Punjabi artist on the planet, Diljit Dosanjh.
He says dil-jeet. He doesn't say dil-jit. He says dil-jeet. That's amazing. I think that's fantastic. To Jimmy Fallon, he pronounces it right, and clearly he's put effort in. He's not just kind of read it on his wherever, and just this guy's coming to sing, and he's gone and just given the least amount of respect to the pronunciation of this name and said Diljit, which is completely wrong. Or even in an American accent, I'm not sure that would be like Diljit. Maybe just like drawn out a little bit, but he doesn't. If you listen very carefully, he says Diljit Dosanjh. Dosanjh struggles a little bit but it's not Dosanjh, right? Listen carefully again.
Please welcome the biggest Punjabi artist on the planet, Diljit Dosanjh.
It's really good pronunciation. The Diljit is really good. Dosanjh is a little bit off, but credit to him. He tried. It's not Dosanjh, it's like Dosanjh. It's like he said it. I was so impressed with this. So Jimmy Fallon showing an awful lot of respect because he must have he's visiting, and Diljit's English isn't fantastic, if I understand. So they spent some time together, and Jimmy Fallon took some time to ask him, how do you pronounce your name? Let me get that right. He must have rehearsed it and practiced it, and he did it flawlessly. He just came on this, and obviously he's reading from a teleprompter, and it says Diljit Dosanjh, but he knew inside it's not pronounced like that. He expressed it. Unless he just somehow knew magically, I don't know, but I don't think that's what happened. I think he put the work in, and I'm very impressed, and he deserves props and respect for that. But just one thing, he didn't check how the word Punjabi is pronounced. And this is, again, another mistake many people make. Listen carefully. Actually, let me give you the correct pronunciation because there's a meaning behind it. Panj Abi. Panj means 5, and Abi means rivers. Ab means river, so rivers. Abi is like a pluralized, not plural, it's not the right word, but Panj Abi, not Punjabi. That's a mistake. That's taking, if you were to say 5 rivers, because essentially that's the meaning of Punjab. If you were to say rivers, you've broken the syllable in the wrong place. So that would be, obviously in English, we know that it's 5 rivers. Panj Abi. That should be where the syllable is split. When someone says Punjabi, they're making it rhyme with hijabi or something. I'm not sure what's going on, but that's a mistake. Anyway, so Jimmy Fallon doesn't know this. Maybe he'll watch my video and he'll learn this. I have full belief that somebody like him would put his hands up and say, sorry, didn't know that. And then he would do that from that point onwards. So Panj, 5. Panj, Abi, rivers. Panj, Abi, not Punjabi. Have a listen.
Punjabi artist on the planet and Goat. Please welcome the biggest Punjabi artist on the
Punjabi. This is a mistake. Anyway, he tried his best on the Diljit Dosanjh. That's enough for now. But everybody else listening to me, Punjabi. It's the ultimate respect to try and understand. By the way, there's this other video where it's a short on YouTube. Let me try and get it to the right place. So this must be where they're meeting or something, and Jimmy Fallon practices to speak some Punjabi. Have a listen to this.
Punjabi aa gaye oye.
Punjabi aa gaye oye.
Sat Shri Akal.
Sat Shri Akal.
Wow.
So that's brilliant. That's so much fun just to watch this. So Jimmy Fallon's obviously having fun in terms of and you can see from his body language, he's really trying hard, and Diljit feels like, wow, this guy's showing me so much respect and appreciating like the way I speak and things like this. I think this is really nice. And by the way, Diljit says Punjabi aage hoye, which means Punjabi aage means Punjabi means people Punjab have come. But he uses it's a line that Diljit uses, and oi is kind of like it's not that different in English. Oi is getting your attention. It's on its own, it's not a meaningful word. So I can say, get the newspaper, oi. It's like, potentially on the verging on the rude, but it's quite a common thing in speaking Punjabi, and he uses this in some of his songs. Especially he did this recent one with Tamil artists, and the bit where the Punjabi kicks in, he said Punjabi aa gaye, and then the Punjabi kicks in. So I think it's a combination. The Punjabi people are here, but also the Punjabi language is coming into the song. So that's how he uses it. And then Jimmy Fallon has fun with it when he tries to say it, and he has fun saying oi. Like, it's unusual to him to say oi. Like, is it okay for me to say this? It's sort of written on his body, in his body language. Is it okay for me to say oi? Have a listen again.
Punjabi aa gaye oye.
Punjabi aa gaye oye.
Sat Shri Akal.
Sat Shri Akal.
Wow.
And he was so impressed with himself, and Diljit was impressed with Sat Sri Akal, which is a greeting, a Sikh greeting, not a Punjabi greeting. That's an important distinction. It's a Sikh greeting written in Gurmukhi, which is the written version of Punjabi. Anyway, that's a whole video in itself. But Diljit Dosanjh being of Sikh origin, the greeting for Sikhs is for the Sikh people is Sat Sri Akal. And so Jimmy Fallon gets that straight away. And I would say, just by the way, if you're interested, is there a Punjabi greeting? Is there something that's not religious? Like, so you might know that in Islam, the greeting would be Assalamu alaikum. In Hinduism, the greeting would be Namaste or Namaskar. So in in Sikh custom or convention, the greeting is Sat Sri Akal. But is there a Punjabi one that spans across religions and is all about language? I think there is one. It's Kiddan. So Kiddan, which is close, if you're interested, is close. What it means is how. How are you? And I got thinking about this quite a few years ago, that if you look back at some of the sort of the original ideas of how the Native Americans, also known as the Indians or the indigenous people of America, how they would greet each other, and often it would be a hand up, and how. And I always found that really interesting. I don't see it so much now, but when I was growing up, I used to watch anything, and it would show Native American, the indigenous Americans saying, how. And Punjabi people say, Kiddan. And they mean exactly the same thing, how. Kiddan is a bit more, how are you? But it really isn't all of that, because how are you in Punjabi would be, tu kiddan ya. There's more words, tu kiddan ya, tera haal kiya, or something like that. So kiddan on its own really just means how. So I find that interesting that thousands of miles apart, both by the Europeans being called Indians, also use essentially the same greeting. So I hope you found that interesting about dil-jeet. I haven't explained to you what dil-jeet means. Dil means heart, and jeet means victory. So there's the meaning of his name. Not dil-jit doesn't mean anything. Dil, heart, victory. So in a sense, his name means winning the hearts of people. And he seems to be doing that through his music. Dosanjh, I think, is a region or a location. I'm not 100% sure. If you know, leave me a comment. I hope you liked his songs and that he appeared on the Jimmy Fallon, The Tonight Show, I think it's called. Until next time, this is Stay modern with Punjabi music. Punjabi music is changing. Exercise is changing. Punjabi music, also known as Bhangra, is great for fitness. Let's be part of the change. This is Stay Modern with Punjabi Music.